But first, our big focus today, the race for America. And that really is a race that has gone down to the wire. Let's tell you what are the latest numbers that are playing out in America. Joe Biden, the challenger, is now just 6 seats away from that magical 270 mark. 6 electoral college seats away. Donald Trump is at 214, Biden at 264, which means Joe Biden just needs one more state and he could be the president. Let's look at those states where the counting is still on. Nevada with 6 electoral votes. That could be enough because Biden is leading there, but albeit narrow margin of just about 7,000 votes. The next state where counting is on is Georgia. And here 16 electoral votes. Biden has made a strong comeback and is just a few thousand votes now behind Trump. Counted votes is 96%. Then we turn to North Carolina, 15 electoral votes. Trump is at 50.1%, Biden at 48.7%, and 95% of the votes have been counted. Then we have Pennsylvania with 20 electoral votes. Trump has 50.7% here, Biden has 48.1%, counted votes 89% at the moment. So in all the states, Biden is in play. And let's look at the routes to power for him. At the moment, he could take Georgia with 16 votes and get to 280 from 264. Alternatively, he could probably pick up Nevada with 6, where he's leading by a small margin and reach exactly 270. A third route of power for Joe Biden is that he triumphs in North Carolina, where he's trailing, and goes to 279. The other scenario is he picks up the big one of Pennsylvania and goes up as high as 284. Plus, of course, as of now, he could cross 300 if he adds all the other states. Trump's routes to power are limited. He is, remember, at 214. He could then need Nevada, he would need Georgia, he would need North Carolina, the one state where he's leading, Pennsylvania, where his lead is being whittled down, Alaska, which is still to give a final count, but he's expected to win. That would take him to 274. So he's got a tougher route at the moment than has got Joe Biden. Okay, let's go straight across first to Cindy Sain, the Voice of America correspondent to Washington, D.C., to get the latest on the Biden and Trump camps' mood at the moment. Cindy, what's the sense you're getting as we come down to the wire? Does it appear that Joe Biden is increasingly in pole position to win the U.S. elections?
Yes, I agree with your assessment, everything that you've said so far. It looks like, nothing is decided yet. Could still go either way, but it looks increasingly like former Vice President Biden is on the brink of winning. And we just don't know. I know people, your viewers and people all over the world are like, when is this thing finally going to be decided? But I just heard that in Arizona, where the count is still going on, and there's been people gathering outside offices where the count and some tensions there. That now they're now saying they may not have their results until Friday. But we're expecting perhaps within the hour from the southern state of Georgia, maybe not final results, but at least an update on some of the heavily Democratic areas, Metro Atlanta, where there are a lot of African Americans still being counted out there. So we're all waiting and watching and just trying to be patient to let all these votes be counted. But I would agree with your assessment that at the moment, Vice President Biden has more different pathways to reach that magical 270 number, whereas President Trump basically kind of has to run the gamut and win several of those states. And Vice President Biden has said he is going to come out and speak on camera to the country again at some point today. So far, and this is also subject to change, but President Trump has no public events on his schedule.
Why is it taking so long? We know that Pennsylvania, millions of votes were cast mail-in, so that was always going to go on till Friday. Nevada had said yesterday itself that they would give final results on Friday. You're now saying Arizona also goes to Friday, and Georgia may not give a full count tonight. Why is it taking so long in some of these states where you've counted about 95% of the vote, like in Georgia?
Right. Well, I understand the frustration, and it's a combination of factors, mainly being COVID-19 and the pandemic, and that we have so many, just a flood of mail in ballots that a lot of states weren't used to having. People didn't feel comfortable going to the polls, millions of them, some, of course, did. But so there's just the sheer number and volume of mail in ballots. And then also different states. As you know, basically have 50 different individual elections in this country. So different states have different regulations about when states can start counting these mail-in ballots and the early vote. And in several of these states, such as Pennsylvania, they do have Republican legislatures. And in some of them states, they wouldn't allow counting to start until after Election Day. So some of this is not the fault of the states or the public servants some of them are staying all night to count ballots. Some of it was sort of built into the system.